The Crow Road was adapted very successfully in the early 90s into a TV series, won accolades and awards. I just wondered what you thought were the benefits of telling a story in that way on a big or a small screen, and what were the deficits? What do you lose by telling it?
I think you don't have to lose very much as long as you're doing it on the small screen, and it's like, as Crow Road was, it was 4 one-hour episodes. I mean, the conventional wisdom is that you can't really film the average novel. It's a very short novel. Quite often, some of the best films are made from short stories. There's just not enough time. 90 minutes is not enough time to tell, conventionally, in any sense, the stuff that goes on in the average, sort of novel. It might be, even like The Wasp Factory, it's only 65,000 words. I think you'd struggle to get everything that happens if you simply filmed what happens in the novel. It'd be well over 90 minutes or even 2 hours or whatever. Taking 4 hours, to tell a story like The Crow is probably, quite about right in that sense. But I think a lot of it comes down to just the different techniques. The whole thing about telling in a novel and showing in a script, and there's a couple of bits. One bit in particular, I spent about half a chapter, 5,000 words or something, telling you how Prentice, the central character's life, is sort of going downhill, and this is happening, that's happening, he's falling out with people, and dropped out of his university course, and his life is really going badly. And it was encapsulated in I think it's about 20 seconds of screen time with no dialogue. And all that happened was that Prentice is walking down the street, he stops to pat a little dog, and a passerby mistakes him for a tramp because he thinks it's his dog, and he puts some money into his hand, into his palm, and he sort of looks up, and this look gradually dawns on his face, and at the same time as it is for the viewer going, oh, he looks like a tramp, someone's mistaken him for a tramp, things are that bad. And that does that with the beauty of it was there was no dialogue, and there was no scene like that in the book either. That was really clever. That was a fabulous bit of screenwriting. So it kind of teaches you the difference, as I say, between the intense telling that you have to do using words and nothing but words, whether it's dialogue or not, in a novel, and the showing, which is the ideal way of doing it on screen. And they both have their strengths and weaknesses.
Did you sense any of the telling that was lost in the adaptation? There's parts of the novel that you really liked or thought were essential?
Yeah, there's bound to be bits. But I think that obviously you have to sort of take an overview and look at as a script writer, you have to, an adapter, you have to take a really strategic look at the whole thing, and often there'll be bits that work really well in the novel. And usually, of course, it's usually something in the internal thoughts of the central character, or any characters that you're allowed to intrude into their brains, as it were. And that's the stuff that does tend to go in any adaptation from novel to screen, and you just have to accept that's kind of the way it goes. And you can do it, but I think as a general rule, it's best. There's this assumption, if you can, always try to avoid voiceover. And sometimes voiceovers can be really good and they can make a film, but the general rule is you're sort of cheating. It's that whole thing about showing. So but the thing is, I only know this sort of stuff by repute and by watching stuff. I don't have any pretensions to be a script writer myself, and I'm basically stick at writing novels, I think.
One thing's noticeable, that Crow Road was a great success, but there haven't been many other adaptations, have there?
Well, there's only one really. There was Complicity, which turned into a film, and that just didn't really work very well at all. Despite a lot of very considerable talents working on it. I think it just didn't really have enough money, for one thing. The budget was a bit tight, and it just didn't really happen. But I think it's one success and one failure out of the novels so far. And they've still got there's still nibbles every now and again. There's a couple of novels and one story that are sort of optioned. So
you don't think there's anything inherently problematic about your novels that says that they can't be adapted easily, or do they demand too much money?
Yeah, well, I don't think the Wasp Factory. You could do the Wasp Factory quite easily and cheaply. You could do Dead Air as well. Stuff like The Bridge and Transition, by their very nature, I think would be fiendishly difficult to do. The simpler sort of stories, like Espadere Street as well, one about the rock music. Again, you could have a bit more expensive if you wanted to get the
There's been a radio version of that.
But that's simple. But you're doing it on screen would be a little bit more. It would just simply cost more if you're going to actually have the crowd scenes and so on stage mounted stuff. So it depends very much on the novel.